Ryan. I'm in 8th grade. This year in class, I've noticed that we are participating in much more group work. Some of my teachers even assign our seats based on the groups that we are in. This allows us to share our thoughts and ideas before having to work on the assignment ourselves.
Hi, my name is Tori and I'm in the 8th grade. One of the most important things about Common Core is learning to find your own answers. Instead of the teacher just telling us the answers, we have to find ourselves and then back it up with evidence. Sometimes it's in a group and sometimes it's by ourselves. When you give an answer, you must have evidence.
I teach 8th grade language arts. I've been a teacher here at Madisonville Middle School for 22 years now. A little bit about Common Core. Common Core has forced me to start teaching in a totally different way than what I've done in the past. I had become very used to what I was doing. It had just become almost rote. I just knew exactly what I was going to do, and I didn't have to prepare very much because I'd done it for so many years. It's forced me to give up total control of my classroom. With Common Core, all the students are very actively involved in the learning process. It doesn't make me the leader of the class anymore. I'm more of the facilitator. All students are very, very, very involved in classroom activities. Even the reluctant students have become very involved, whether they like it or not, and whether they even know it or not, but they are very involved in everything that's going on in the classroom, in the learning process. I've had to work harder this school year than I've ever had to work before. I'm here a lot of weekends planning. And you know, it's just totally different than what I have done in the past. The curriculum's different. You're not focused on specific standards anymore. It's very broad and much more far-reaching. It's all about getting kids prepared for the future, whether it be college or whether it be a technology path. It's getting them prepared, and it's getting all students prepared, not just the college students or college-bound students. Another thing that's changed a lot is planning. I am planning with another teacher, another language arts teacher in the 8th grade. We plan together. Our lessons are very similar in nature, and that's helped me because I get great ideas from her. And it's just helped to be able to share that. We not only do it as a grade level, but we do it as departments. We plan together. So the math teachers plan together for the whole school. The language arts teachers plan together for the whole school. And that gives us a great sounding board. It makes us get new ideas, hear new ideas, and be able to use those in class. And that's one thing that's a lot different, but it's very helpful to us this year.
Before Common Core, our teachers only focused on one type of writing. Now we're learning expository, narrative, and persuasive, and there's much more writing in class. We are often asked to respond to text by finding evidence.
Hi, I'm Cindy Fraze. I teach 6th grade science here at Madisonville Middle School. How has Common Core changed my classroom? Well, the students answer open-ended questions with complete sentences. They use their textbook for evidence. For example, we're doing a unit on weather right now, which fits in with the way this crazy weather things are going on right now. But the kids will come in, and I'll just call on one randomly, and they'll come up and tell the weather, and they'll explain the difference between a low front, a low pressure system, a high pressure system, the different types of fronts, whether they're warm or cold or stationary or occluded, and what kind of weather they can bring. And if they don't know an answer to a question, they're not just going to stand there. We have students all around the room. And I will say, okay, can you possibly help them out? And they'll add to it. And we'll say, can you add further to that? And, another student and so forth. So we go around the room, and if a student gets stumped on something, they go right to the textbook and they use it as evidence, text-based evidence for their findings for the weather, because we have a really good section on weather in our textbook. Labs that we do are hands-on activities that include text-supported written explanations on the activity. And the students can take what they've learned and they can use it in real-world situations. So it's totally changed the environment of our classroom, and the kids are a lot more interactive than they have been before. So I would suggest that Common Core be used in every subject, and we use it a lot in science.
Hi, I'm Amy Barber. I teach social studies at Madisonville Middle School. Common Core has brought about several changes to the social studies classroom. It's helped to unify the teaching of history and geography. For example, before, 6th graders would learn about ancient history, 7th graders would focus on world geography. Now, students are able to learn about the geography of a region while simultaneously learning about its history, which provides a link between those two disciplines. Common Core has also streamlined the teaching of history so that it's now taught sequentially from one year to the next, each year building upon last year's learning. You can think of it as one super long timeline. Students start with ancient civilizations in 6th grade, they pick up after the fall of Rome in 7th grade, and by the end of 8th grade, they've worked their way all the way through modern times. With these changes, students are able to now spend more time getting involved with the material. They're promoting a deeper understanding of the content rather than obtaining just some general knowledge about a topic. And some of the things that I'm doing in preparation for my classes now include developing lessons that are both rigorous and stimulating. These lessons are more student-centered, with students working cooperatively with their peers, which challenges them to think critically and to problem solve. They're investigating primary and secondary sources. They're evaluating their impact on events, both past and present. I feel like the greatest impact that Common Core is having in social studies is that it now allows the students the time that they need to spend discovering the past and exploring its interconnectivity within their own lives, which ultimately is what will keep them interested in learning history.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Art, and I teach 8th grade math here at Madisonville Middle School. Since this is my first year teaching, it is hard for me to comment on how Common Core has changed the classroom. As I remember the traditional math classroom, it had a lot to do with skill, drill, and memorizing. Now, Common Core pushes the student to make the connection between accurately solving the problem and the real-world application of it. It also has to do with communication. Not only do we ask the student to accurately solve the problem, we ask them to provide evidence of their mastery by explaining how and why they arrived at their solution. One of the things that I've done in my classroom is take the students outside with some pullback race cars. They use distance, rate, and time to figure out how fast the car was traveling on the sidewalk. Another thing that we are doing in our classroom right now is learning about slope. We will soon be having an engineer come in to talk to the students about how slope applies in their world. Things like roof pitches and the road grades and BMX ramps, and the engineer will be talking about how all that relates with what we're learning in the classroom. Going forward, I just want my students to be actively involved in their learning and have fun at the same time.
Down the street, we get the funniest looks from everyone we meet.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm in the 8th grade. Most of the reading we used to do was fictional stories or novels. Now we spend much more time reading non-fictional texts like newspapers. Lots of times the text is related to what we're learning inside.
Go where we want to what we like to do.
My name is Bryce. I'm in the 8th grade. With all the group work that we are doing, our teachers are forcing us to use accountable talk. This teaches us to discuss the ideas while respecting everyone in the group. We build on each other's conversations while adding our own ideas to
Hi, my name is Denise Cole, and I'm a teacher here at Madisonville Middle School. I have 8th grade language arts. And they wanted us to talk a little bit about how our teaching style had changed due to the implementation of Common Core. My teaching style has shifted in a way that I spend a lot of time up front preparing the lessons so that the kids can discover the learning for themselves rather than me telling them what their learning targets are. Students are also no longer answering questions in multiple choice format or fill in the blank. Students are expected to really learn the material rather than memorize it. The traditional classroom is a thing of the past, whereas when I was in school or maybe the parents were in school, we did a lot of things traditionally, but now the students are participating in debates. They're having to write essays in which they're citing text evidence, and that's something that a lot of us didn't have to do until we were in a career or maybe even in college. And so that's a change for these students, and I think it's a difficult change for them, but I think with the right support, with teachers and parents working together, then they should be able to make that transition easily.
We're just trying to be friendly. Come watch singing.